Well, I have added a little bit of tape here. I'm going to use a 4-point bridle, which I'll describe as we make it. So these two lower points here will be where the bridle connects on the lower part of the spine, and then it'll connect at these 2 points here, so 4 different points. Now I'm going to cut the hole or melt the hole, and using an eraser shield can be very helpful if you want to keep the hot knife from getting too much of the sail melted. Another thing is that this is a little device called a thread zapper. And this is a very, very tiny hot cutter. And it gets very hot very fast and is battery operated. It's very inexpensive. You can buy them online. And I just lift up the sail or the bow and use this and just go around the exterior of the opening in the eraser uh, shield. And I'll do that on both sides. And again, I'll just use the thread zapper. It's a pretty handy little melting tool if you make many kites. It's a good way to cut a small hole. And this little shield is also a nice little tool. So I have those holes cut for the upper bridle. Now, to make the holes for the lower bridle, I'm going to use this one instead. I don't worry about it being too small or exactly where it is. Uh, in this case, this is about 3 inches, about 3 inches from here, and about 3.5 to here. It's not critical, just somewhere in that neighborhood. And then I just melt holes right through the tape and the sail. That's for the lower bridle. Well, I tied the lines to the spine for the taut line hitch and didn't realize that the video wasn't running. So what I have here are 2 pieces of line, about 20-pound braided Dacron. It doesn't have to be that strong, but that's what this is. And I have a longer piece. So I have 2 pieces. This one's about 7, 8 inches long, and this one's about 2 feet long. And on one end, I tied a loop, just an overhand knot to create a loop here. And I did the same thing on the little one. Overhand knot, create a loop. Now this loop right here, the small one, I fed the line through the holes I drilled in the spine at the nose so that I have this loop sticking out there. Now, the other end I put it through the holes in the spine and tied it here so that this loop is here, and then this extended line is also remaining. And that's what I have here. Rather than showing you or trying to show you how to tie a taut line hitch, uh, I want to give you an image that you can study because I don't know that I can get a good visual with the video. My hands would probably be in the way of your being able to see how it's tied. But what I do is I run the long line through the nose loop and then back through the loop at the wingtip line. So I have a situation that looks like this. It creates a pulley arrangement that makes it easier to bend the spine without so much force required on the line. So it's right here that I tie my taut line hitch. And you can take a look at the image and you can from that easily see how to tie the knot, because this is a super knot. Now in the image it shows wrapping the line 2 times around, and really 3 is better. It holds more securely, and that's what I use, is 3 instead of 2. So take a look at that image before you tie it if you don't know how to tie it, and then use that to tie the knot. Once you have the taut line hitch tied, then you can adjust it and create a bend in the upper portion of the spine, like this, or take it out by simply sliding the knot down, and there's no bend at all now. The next part is tying the bridle. Now the bridle, for the bridle, I use a 15 or 16 pound braided Dacron fishing line. Just buy it online at a fishing supply place. It doesn't have to be 15 pounds. It could be 12, or it could be 18, or whatever you're comfortable with. But this seems to be strong enough. I've never had a bridle made of this break, and I've flown in very, very strong winds with it. But one of the things I do with the bridle line is I wax it. This is just a chunk of beeswax, and I wax it to help it hold on the lark's head knots that I use for the bridle, and the knots to hold it to the kite's bow and spine. Now the bridle this is going to be a 4-point bridle. It's going to use one line, which I'll cut here, that'll go between these 2 points, make a loop. That's the upper bridle. Then there'll be a longer line that will be the lower bridle, and on that one I am going to tie an overhand knot to create a loop on one end. And that loop, when we get the bridle done, that loop will be lark's headed onto the upper bridle yoke.